Man, I've been talking for 4 minutes. I've been talking for 4 minutes. Some of this stuff was pretty good. Damn it. Well, all right. Now, everybody, welcome to the show. I had thought I had already started it, but I guess I hit the countdown button, but didn't hit the go live button. Don't you love that? Dang, I did a whole bit. All right. Had a whole discussion with Jacob. Hey. Another day. Another day. Gotta keep doing that. Okay, gang. I don't even know what I'm gonna draw today. Hey, what's up, Jake? Yo. Do you want to come hang out, bro? You can if you like. I started the show 4 minutes ago, but forgot to hit the go live button, so I've just been talking while not being live. So that's fun. But here we are now. Just trying to figure out what I'm gonna draw today. Don't know. Gotta whisper. All right, buddy. What time is it there? You're always whispering. I'm starting to think you live in somebody else's house and they don't know. You're just kind of hiding out somewhere randomly, wherever you need to. Okay. I'm just epping with you. About 11. Squatter. Ah, that makes sense. All right, fair enough. Squatter. Mm-hmm. That's like a funny way of saying you are a pooper as well, right? Squatting. Get a squat to take a poop. And coincidentally, I feel like a lot of squatters do just sort of probably poop on people's floors. So it all sort of comes full circle. Are you working on bone meal? You doing any drawing? Working on another strip? I'm going to mute myself for just one moment. All right, Dan. Sorry about that. Let's show something off real quick. My buddy David Hayner, whose last name is my mother's maiden name, Hayner. No relation, though. I bought some mini comics off of David, and along with your purchase, I didn't put it through the mini comic or through the card, it's through the case, but I stick these to my wall on the trading cards you get from campaigns. But yeah, David, awesome work, bro. This is Foxman, Spells and Superheroes. This is the first art that was done outside of anything that I commissioned. And I suppose I did actually technically commission this as well, so it doesn't quite count. But very cool. Came along with like on his store. I think you could just buy a sketch card, but for like $20, I could pretty much get the whole shebang. So I went ahead and did that. Supporting some mini comics. All right, let's get to drawing. I watched Scream 1 last night. And man, what a great movie. Aside from like Wes Craven just being the man, it was a really solid movie. Kept me. I think I'd already known. I've never seen Scream until last night, so. But I think I had already known that it was like a mixture of the boyfriend and Matthew Lillard. But yeah, definitely at times had me actually guessing. So great movie. Oh, Jamie Kennedy keeps getting beat up in it. That's good. I'm gonna start watching the others. Probably watch the next one tonight, actually. I am attempting to sort of work out the shapes here on this picture of Allie Larder. Familiar with Allie Larder? She was around in Final Destination, that first movie. Heroes. A lot of people have mixed opinions on that show. I did never see Heroes Reborn, but honestly I really loved the first series. Even though, yeah, it definitely it certainly fell apart towards the end. Let's see. Oh, jeez. Let me share it. I'm gonna get it on the screen here. I'm still learning how to use this computer. I got a Mac recently. And yeah, it's kind of a pain. But it's great. Don't get me wrong. Super awesome, but yeah, okay, here we go. Share screen. There you go. I'm gonna try to draw a babe today. Just going for the head though. Sort of head and chin shot, but no. But yeah, She's kind of got like this vampire chick look. So trying to catch the fairer features. Who doesn't love drawing babes? Not sure how well it's going so far. Start up. All right, let's go. Let's try this again. Hey, Bobby. What's up, bro? Yo, 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 man. Good to see you, dude. Thanks for coming by. Just trying to draw some babes here. I'm trying to get this chin right. Oh man, I'm can't say I'm surprised at all. I hope it is going well for you. Bobby here is a real life friend of mine. He's kind enough to come by and say hello. I'm trying to get this chin right. It's really gonna drive me nuts. It's really not that hard either. Come on, ginge. Too hard on the lid there. And so, Jake says, I feel you. I can't land this one hand here. How many fingers did you decide to go with, Jake? Bobby says, I always have trouble getting the chin right. I feel like that's some kind of like money shot reference, let's say. You know what I mean? The old, you know. Jake says 4, like a true cartoonist. Respectable, very respectable. Get the hell out of here with 5 fingers. It's either 4 fingers or give me the whole fist. Give me the whole fist, Daddy. I can take it. I haven't warmed up at all today, so I'm probably trying a little too hard on this shape. Oh my God. Yeah, tonight I'll be watching the first Final Destination. I move over to the Scream 2. Just fell down a 90s rabbit hole here lately. Been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. These are all deliciously early 90s, or I'm sorry, 90s, early 2000s stuff. Just can't beat it. I guess you probably could. I've been enjoying it. I'm actually kind of satisfied with that. Snickers did a really great job with branding Satisfied and Snickers, because anytime I think of Satisfied, I just hear Snickers. Snickers commercial. Damn. Alright. This is sort of shaping up. Yeah. I didn't. No, I set myself up for that. That's okay. I'm gonna hit it with the old brush. Okay. Just looking at the reference here. You do like 50% reference, 50% sort of off the top, let's say. Just to basically practice both elements. That looks like some cancerous lump. It's supposed to be the shoulder. This. I was actually just thinking that. Bobby says, "You seem to be always streaming while I'm at work, but I would like to do one of these with you." Dude, absolutely. That would be a lot of fun. You're always welcome to come on. My streams, I have a Sunday morning show. That's not really a draw thing. After that, maybe around 12 or 1 our time, I'm looking to, not every Sunday, but just depends. Probably most Sundays, but I'm trying to get at least one draw stream in a week. And most of them will probably start at 4, but if you just want to tell me what day you're off, well, we'll schedule it up. Oh, show. Yeah, man. Just let me know when you're off. It'll be a lot of fun. Much better than me just sitting here rambling into the nothing. I get by with a little help from my friends. Everybody loves that tune. All right. Back back to this. There's Bobby says, "Will do, bro. Hey. Absolutely." All right, I'm just going to try to sketch out some of the hairlines. Just to give old Allie Larder some shape here. So right now she just looks like some ugly mess on this page. Not sure she's going to get any better. Is this going to be like one of those great portrait tattoos where it's just a meme? It's a bad tattoo meme. Like somebody's dead grandma that got tattooed on their ankle. They just look like Sloth from the Goonies. I'll try not to do that to Allie, but still guarantees. Bobby says, "Hey, you guys." Yeah, that's basically what she's going to look like. I'm just going to try to make her like a hot sloth. It's not a real good way to joke about that, but sure. Could do a hot sloth, right? How hot does sloth have to be? Never mind the fact that he's retarded. That's sort of like the iffy part. Let's just say he wasn't retarded and also a girl. Let's grant us all that. It makes it a little easier, right? A hot female sloth wants to get down. What is it? A yes? Is it a no? Right. It's probably a no. Can't think of any circumstances right off the top. But interestingly enough, all this chat. Hey, Jeremy, what's up, bro? Zade Studios in the house. Welcome, bro. Bobby. Okay, Bobby makes a point here. Face of sloth, body of Angelina Jolie. Now that at least somehow makes this I mean, it's much more of an argument now. Jake says a female sloth. Am I giving an idea or am I getting an idea? That's a great question. Zaid says, go get his book, like and sub. Thank you, buddy. Sub. Tried to say it twice. YouTube is live censoring. Wow. Damn you. Corporate overlords. Well, thank you, bro. Really appreciate it. And strangely enough, we have alongside me here Mr. Jake Twister. Jake, what's up, bro?
What's up?
What is this talk of female sloths? That's enough to bring you on stream?
Okay. It's just making me curious about exploring uncharted territories, especially on the Rule 34 variety. But let's just not go there.
Yeah, I mean, again, really, the only thing is like the mental capacity. But no, Bobby does make a good point. Fair enough. We'll leave that for another day. So what's up, man?
Just drawing and drawing and drawing, I guess. That's what it's been in the last couple of days.
Bone meal. You announced
Oh, yeah.
you announced that today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you chat a little bit about it? What is bone meal? It's a great name. I like the
What?
fonts as well.
So, what isn't bone meal? Well, let us start with that. Bone meal is not a horror book. It is more of like a comedy strip comic book, but it features morbid curiosities, to say the least. So the main concept is just a bunch of skeletons in a sort of like a hollowed earth, who's just doing ordinary things in extraordinary fashions, I would say.
Right.
And
Okay.
the comedy is largely unexpected, or like based on unexpected, like subverted expectations. I know a lot of people don't like that word, but I try to at least do its service
Yeah.
to make the world right once more.
I think you said it the right way, though. Um, doing ordinary things in extraordinary ways, if that's how you said it. But I mean, I think that was the gist. But I think that's like subverting expectations in a way that I think is the right way, quote unquote, or at least
Hmm.
with a purpose, at least. Because yeah, you're basically taking mundane things and things that should be glossed over and then making them interesting, you know,
Hmm.
unexpectedly. Yeah, yeah, I like it.
So main gist is that it's going to be a weekly upload, and I'm just going to like pump out a lot of comics like on a weekly basis. But the fun thing about it is I get to work on my craft, and I get to work on actually learning anatomy at the same time, while having a little bit of that comedic bent to it.
Right, because your uh, characters, let's say, is it one skeleton? I think we were sort of talking about this, but is it one skeleton so far, or is it do you have a
No, no, no,
cast?
no. So there's no set cast or any like set characters. People can imagine or like impose their own like thinking to it, um, but it's essentially just like a bunch of skeletons on and like doing random shit.
Right.
To be honest, I do like the concept being like free of having to follow characters, because I find that to be a little bit hard, like doing character writing, because strip comics is based on sort of like that set expectation that there is going to be like this one set character or this one cast that they're going to follow through the whole like cyclist. While for me, it will be slightly a little bit on the upstream, like against the stream, and I try to like weaponize it as best as possible, so that it makes itself a little bit distinguishable, rather than to have like a focus.
Yeah, it is interesting. It definitely has the. I mean, you're right. There's a lot of those Sunday morning like funny papers. Marmaduke. What's that damn caveman? I forget his name. Yeah, but like a lot of those characters pretty much have you know, their names. Sort of the cast, but it's interesting that you're doing it that way. So yeah, right on, bro. I dig it. Or the funny, we call them the funny papers here. I mean, I don't
Hmm.
know if we still do or not. I do, just to be fun. But are those big? Like some like newspaper strips? Are those big? Where you're from?
Yeah, they're really big.
Okay.
They're immensely popular, especially with like older people. But it's because it has sort of like been like a staple within the newspapers that you you break into comics basically by doing strip comics. And I have had like a grown despise against that model, but I figured out since it is the internet and I'm not breaking into like any mainstream things, I just want to do this. as like a thing to like get out of my system too. And it's sort of like a epic revenge against like these like newspaper outlets that is running like family strips and stuff, and everyone is just so focused on like the life of like living characters. So I want to try to like spice it up by creating something that is supposedly dead, but they're so full of life that it's bizarre.
Have you ever seen any of the Charles Adams, the original Adams Family strips?
Yeah, a couple of them, but I'm not really um, I'm not really caught up with that.
Yeah, no, that's. I was just saying more. The idea, seeing those to me, like really blew me away with just how, sort of how far back, kind of like it's just I don't know if goth humor is exactly the word because I'm sure Charles Adams kind of wasn't goth, but he definitely liked goth women. I'd say. I mean, like kind of created Morticia Adams based off of a few of his girlfriends over the years and wives. But um, yeah, no, it's just interesting. I think that style of even me personally. I mean, I love kind of darker art, but I mean, yeah, you can definitely there's always that line between like horror and humor.
Hmm.
Right? Just depends on how messed up you are, I guess. That's what makes you laugh. But
Oh yeah, that is sort of like the second utility of the comic too, in that it's really unpredictable. Like it can get really, really bizarre really quick, or just very standard fare. That is just like to be a little bit on the to play on the anarchistic side of it. Right now, I'm working on one of my favorite comics, um, drafts of that series right now. It's just like a bunch of like skeletons that is cheating on their partners, but then one of them finds out, and so what happens is that um, that skeleton that one of the partners come like storming back to the house and is really pissed off. But I'm just going to use like classical art, like there is this famous picture called Takayasha, the Witch and the Skeleton Spectre, which is like a woodblock cutout from Japan, and it's just like a huge, bulking skeleton, just like rampaging through this dojo, or like through this temple.
what's it called? I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Takayasha, the Witch and the Skeleton Spectre. I can send you the link to it. I got it up right now.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Put that in the private chat if you like.
Yep.
I think we have that. Yeah.
Sent.
Oh man, wow. How big is this? Do you know the dimensions, like in real life? Like,
The real woodblock cutout.
yeah,
It's a set of three paintings, like combined together, if I remember correctly.
let me get this up real quick, guys.
So it's got like a huge dimension to it. It's really big.
Let's see, Taki, sure. All right, wow, man.
So now imagine like the final panel with that big skeleton just like storming into a bedroom with two skeletons in bed like cheating, and he's like, "What the hell is going on?"
Dude,
So it's like,
right on.
so yeah, I've been like dying to do that strip for like forever, and I get to do it right now, and I can't explain how pleased I am like, feeling this. And by the way, the people that are tuning in, I am whispering because I am not supposed to be streaming or like talking at the moment. But I don't give a fuck because I want to be with Ginge and we're working. So yeah.
Yo, what's up, Aerith? Thanks for coming by, bro.
Hey, Aerith.
Aerith says he was promised candy if he came here. I'm really not sure who promised you that. But oh, I mean, I was talking about Snickers earlier. I don't know if that somehow got back around. Got the crack pack showing up. Do I avow the bow? I'm not sure. I haven't heard of the bow yet. I'm not sure.
Aren't you
Possible.
bowing? Bow.
Or is it bow? I'm not sure. We need links. All right. Let me grab spells and superheroes. Okay, chat. All right. Spells and superheroes. Back to crack. Bobby, you would fit in with the crack pack, and I'm sure that candy is probably like a couple of fat rocks. Mr. Tate here. So we'll all get along just fine. All right, but yeah, this is really cool. This woodcut right here, and it's actually interesting how far back. Um, I was listening to Van Gogh's and his brother. It's like I think it's called my brother Vincent, or is it my brother Vincent or my brother Teo?
My
Either
brother
way, it's like
Vincent.
yeah, it's the collected letters between Vincent and his
Yep.
brother, and right. I was listening to that, and from that, I learned that Van Gogh was actually a fan of Japanese art in specific. So I was like, man,
Oh
there's
yeah,
weebs
though.
as far back as like the 1800s.
There's a lot of weebs. Like Monet was a weeb, and yeah, a lot of the impressionist guys were weebs when culture started opening up. But it was also like the same period when Japan opened up their trade exports and all that stuff after having isolated themselves for so long.
Dude, I'm waiting for the impressionist anime, or it's like just a shonen anime. I want to see like Van Gogh is a version of Naruto. He would probably be like Sasuke or something. I don't know.
Why would you have to wait for that? There's already a movie called Loving Vincent for that.
Right, right. With Defoe, Willem Defoe is Vincent Van Gogh.
No, I don't think it was Defoe that was Van Gogh.
Oh, okay. Is that the animated one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. There's one Willem Dafoe did one here, like not too far away from that one. Like that's really good. If you ever, if you're a Willem Dafoe fan, he totally
It
kills
sounds familiar. It sounds familiar.
it. Yeah. I imagine he looks a lot. I mean, if you ever look at like, the portraits of Van Gogh, he probably looks a bit like, aside from like just being a scraggly redheaded man, like it's probably as close as you're gonna get. So
Mm-hmm.
kind of worked out. It's a good movie. Robert says he is a total weeb. That is very true. They weeb. Yep. Is any of my crack pack boys weebs? Jeremy, Aerith, y'all into anime? I know that's a heated discussion.
You guys are free to admit it right now. Mo Bigs aren't here.
I definitely grew up on anime. I'm rewatching Yu Yu Hakusho right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get back into Bleach, because I guess that's coming back. But I'm trying to do like one anime at a time. So yeah, I'm at the four Saint Beasts in Yu Yu Hakusho.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like at the was it the Blue Dragon one with Kuwabara? Yeah. What a great show, dude! Love that show growing up.
I need to see it, like, in full. I caught about like the tournament, like parts of the tournament, but never really got down like on fleek with it. The problem is, go on.
No, I was gonna say that's my biggest complaint with anime is that everything is a tournament. It's like I get it, it's fun, sure. Let's get out there and beat each other up, but everything is a tournament. I mean, it's merely a statement. Jeremy says, "I'm a weeb, just not a far weeb." Let's see, is dweeb in weeb have? I like that. Dweeb have. Just scratching. I need some anime, man. Just a minute.
I hear it. I hear you, Robert, about Vinland Saga. Although that I know that I'm of Viking descent myself. I feel a little bit ashamed not having consumed that.
How tall? How tall are you, Jake? If I may.
Fuck. What is that in your American numerals again? Fuck, I don't remember. 6.2.
All right. So be it. You passed the cut. All right. You. Jeremy says I'm a Da Vinci weeb. I don't really know all that much about him in terms of like I stopped my fine art lessons after finishing my brother Vincent, but yeah, right on, dude. Robert Geronimo's Caravaggio
Mm-hmm.
video. If anybody missed that, like, woo, that was just fun to listen to him wind him up and let him go, dude. But yeah, also Caravaggio, really great artwork for anybody into like some probably one of maybe one of the original metal dudes. I mean, I'm not really sure, but yeah, he definitely had some stuff that was like pretty brutal. Let's see. Zaid Studios, The Blue Room is a deep piece of Van Gogh's. I'd like to pull that up real quick. The guitarists. Beckon, right. Oh, hell yeah. Let's show off Beckon. Bobby, my buddy Bobby here, Mr. Robert Tate. He likes video games quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, check this video game out. Hold up. Let me pull up Beckon. Zaid Studios makes this video game right here, Bobby. I want you to try it, bro. Beckon on Steam. Right here. I'm going to drop this link in the chat. Give this a try, Bobby, if you like. Jeremy's a really nice guy, and he told me that you're free to leave any sort of comments or anything in the. I guess Steam has a comment section, so yeah, give it a try. Let's see. Aerith is a weeb too, I believe, just a respectable one. It just depends. Like I have had to stop myself from like. It really, as I've gotten older, like me 10 years ago wanted anime scrolls on the wall. I do have a Keyblade and 2 wooden swords, but those wooden swords are almost like actual self-defense out here when I walk my dog, just because there's like meth heads and other random dogs that will run up on you. So you kind of, I've never had a meth head run up on me, but it's probably because I see that sword. I think twice. So I don't want to mess with that guy. He's walking around with a wooden sword. Okay. Beckon prototype is on Steam for free. Yes, and it's free too. Zayd says he is 6'4". I am 5'9" on a good day. Probably 5'8" most days, but I wish I was. That's my thing. Is I always wish I was taller. But
yes, Zayd. Scold.
What does that mean? I didn't.
Skull. Cheers.
Oh, very well. Cheers. Very cool. Bobby says, I'll definitely give it a look. I promised honest feedback. Hey, right on. Thank you, Bobby. Yeah, Bobby's got a sweet gaming computer too, so I don't know, put that thing to work. The Savannah College of Art and Design. Is that where you went, Jeremy? I know you're from around here. Savannah, Georgia's probably 3 or 4 hours away from, well, me at least, and probably a little closer for you, I think. Right? I think we're all Florida mans here, except for Jake, odd man out. Mr. Scandinavia over here. I'm so tall.
Don't take it out on yourself. You can get high other ways, you know.
If I could get my knees done, I don't know. I'm kidding now.
Would you take any operation if you could to increase your height?
No. I don't really want to do any major
cosmetic
operations.
surgery.
Well, just the idea of you have to heal. Like the time afterwards to heal is like it's counterintuitive to me, really. For a cosmetic surgery, like unless it's something that is life threatening or whatever, then all right, sure. But like, you know, aside from that, no, I wouldn't get my knees done. That would be strange.
Mhm.
Bobby says, "Don't do it, Mark. You're like Wolverine." Right, there you go. Bub. Chink is my Wolverine class. Bobby and his brother James created this character. It's basically this character. Caricature? I can never say that word. Oh, this
Caricature?
cartoon. There it is. Well done, buddy. It's that of me, and it's basically this sort of mobster type character. His name's Mock the Shock, and you really don't want to get to messing with Mock the Shock because everything seems to be shock puns with this guy. You know, you'll get some blood in the water, he'll start swimming around, and before you know it, he's gonna take a bite out of your ass. That's Mock the Shock.
Cool.
And yeah, there you go. Zaid says, "Open cabinet doors are my worst nightmare." Yep, you gotta watch out for open cabinet doors. They will get you. They do just jut out and sharp corners, man. You could lose an eye. You could lose an eye being that high. That is actually the truth. I had to connect the dots there for a second. I wasn't sure. I was like, oh yeah, he's tall. Like that's just life down here, I guess.
Down in Florida, are you all mutants?
Well, I meant life down here in, 5'8" land.
Oh,
I really don't have to worry about kitchen cabinets as much. Florida's a nice place, man. I'm just joking, but no, it is. It's valid.
it's not my first destination if I were to like go to the US. I'm sorry.
Here's what I'll say about it. The reason it gets so much bad publicity, quote unquote bad, is I think there's a law in Florida called the Sunshine Law, and it basically allows the press and media to get a hold of the details of crimes like a lot more than without. I mean, I guess they just have to do a lot less work to get the more juicy details. So I think that's one of the reasons why there's so many sort of Florida man stories. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of nuttery that goes on here. Sure. I mean,
No. Like
I made it up.
I think more like on nature part in that I do want to like travel in like Midwest sort of like areas to experience the nature because I got a lot of like love for more like mountain ranges and stuff instead of swamps and flatlands.
No, that's a fair point. Jeremy says, "Thanks, Bobby. It's a prototype, so there's work to be done, but the basics are there." Yeah, Bobby, check it out. Bobby's a huge weeb, loves Japanese stuff, so it is a JRPG inspired game, Bobby. So yeah, but yeah, that's funny that you actually mentioned that, Jake. I definitely agree that like it's like for me actually it's funny because I always wanted to move away from here until like 5 years ago I moved out to where I live now, and
Yeah.
it's basically in the woods. You have to drive like sort of out of the city, and you got to do some kind of backwoods stuff, and then you got to drive down a dirt road, and then yeah, you're there, and yeah, it's like kind of swampy, but yeah, like my town it's also a beach town, so there's that, but like 3 to 6 hours away roughly there's the Kennesaw mountain range, which is I think it's in Georgia, but it's not a huge mountain range, but that's like our closest we like our closest sort of mountainous area. So it actually kind of surprised me. I went to visit a buddy in Atlanta, and his parents
Yeah.
live in this place, yeah, Kennesaw, which is like 3 hours away from Atlanta. So it's like halfway in between my house and his house. And he's like, yeah, he just showed me around his hometown, and we went to the Kennesaw Mountain Range, which is actually, I think there's like a big Civil War battle that was there. It was really cool though. We hiked up the mountain, and yeah, we just sort of see across other mountain ranges and see parts of Georgia.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Like
Are you trying to see the
particular
Grand Canyon or something, or?
No. I'm not interested in the canyon. I'm more caught up in like the Devil's Tower and the Mojave for the most part.
The desert?
Yeah, part deserts, part like the great outdoors up like Yellowstone or Washington, Oregon. Those tree areas too.
Yeah, yeah. I've always wanted. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like those the Pacific coast over there,
Mm-hmm.
like all those beautiful evergreen trees. I'd love to see the redwood trees. Hey, what's up,
The
Shadowhawk?
redwood, especially redwood. Hey,
Yeah,
Shadowhawk.
yeah. Say it says he's from Kentucky. Right on. Yeah, Kentucky, Kentucky man. A buddy of mine, my real life best friend. I asked him the other day. He doesn't have an explanation why, but I swear of it. I swear. My buddy has on his grandparents' wall. I've seen it years ago. I went over to my buddy's grandparents' house. We had lunch. His family has on their wall just they're a big classic family, tons and actually almost a comical amount of like pictures on the wall. It's just they're plastered all over the place. One of those pictures is somebody there with the actual colonel from KFC because he was a real guy with a real mustache. And I just remember seeing that picture, and I finally asked him about it like a month ago. I was like, "Bro, do you remember that photo of the colonel in your grandparents' house?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What is the story there?" And he's like, "I have no idea." I was like, "Well, damn." But yeah,
It would
the
have been nice to
colonel.
know.
I mean, I want to know. It's I don't think we'll ever know. Actually, it might honestly be lost to time. Isn't that sad?
That is a little bit sad, yeah.
Jeremy says my dad and I went elk hunting in Colorado back in 2003. Right, Colorado. That'd be another place definitely to see. I love the mountains, but I really love the ocean. Oh yeah. See, I'd love to go to Colorado. There was this YouTuber I watched years and years ago. He's this
Hmm.
dude who he worked in I think it was Golden, Colorado or something. But he worked as a an innkeeper for this kind of snow lodge basically, and it was on the side of a mountain. And he just like shows the video that really I still remember is like he just was like, "Here's a view outside my window," and he just like opens this like really classic like wood window,
Hmm.
and dude, it was just it looked like a painting. It was this big, beautiful frozen lake and these evergreen trees covered in snow. It looked like a Bob Ross painting.
Yeah,
It
like
was
a Bob Ross painting. I was about to say that.
yeah. So I'd love to see something like that. That'd
Yeah,
be
that would be
awesome.
nice.
Was that what it was like for you, Jeremy? Did you see something like that? The ocean is great. That's what we have here when you go to the beach. That's sort of what our town is, quote unquote, known for.
Yeah.
Panama City Beach. Yeah, it is really great. It's pretty clear. You do have to watch out for sharks. Actually, there's been like over the last 2 years a weird influx of great whites. So like
Hmm.
every now and then, yeah, every now and then you'll catch news reports of like 3 or 4 great whites being spotted off our coastlines. Which sharks? We've had sharks. I've seen a shark like in the water, like 20 feet away. You can see their silhouettes as they cruise down. So I mean, you can definitely see them, but definitely not a great white. I don't think. And I mean, I don't think I was out deep enough for that. It was like out on a floaty. My mom just yelled. She's like, "Mark, shark!" Not calling me the shark. I hated my name for so long because it rhymed with that, with shark.
Hmm.
But no, that Mark the Shark character actually kind of just sealed it. I was like, all right, I can do this. But no, yeah. So yeah, you just kind of freak out for a second and fall off the floaty, and then you know try to get out of the water without making a big fuss. But yeah.
What do you call him? Shark Boy when you were a kid.
No, no, I was called orangutan because I was a chubby redheaded fella that my
I see.
friends said I looked like a monkey. I completely
Yeah,
disagree, but there's that.
kids find the weirdest fucking things
Dude,
to
that was the
call
only
each
one
other.
that cut me deep. Like out of all the jokes, all the shit people throw and just have fun with each other, like that was the only one that was like, all right, guys, you hurt me now.
You
Bleeding out on the
definitely get.
pavement.
You definitely have my sympathy there because I was called Baboon when I was a kid. So fucking hell,
Oh
it was
man,
annoying as shit.
Do you
Yeah,
have a
but
big red ass?
I wish, but it was just like name rhymes, you know. It's the worst.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Hmm.
Sorry about that, buddy.
No. It's fucking so long ago, and it was like, I don't know, 10, 15 schools before before now. So I don't know.
Nick, welcome, Nick. Thanks for joining us. He says you. I'm not sure, but probably agree. Especially if we're talking about Jake. Big you. Just there.
Oof.
Dunking on you. Dunking on you. No. Jeremy says we didn't get any, just saw them 9 miles on another ridge. Respect life. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be trying to get, you know, anywhere near a shark. I mean, dude, we actually have it. I mean, it's like 50% what people think of when it's like a sort of, it's definitely a vacation spot. Like, there's this, I don't really know what it is. It connects to, I think it's a bay, I think, that like connects, I guess, out to the main ocean. But there's this place in town where you can, I mean, you're not quote unquote supposed to get out of. Like, if you have kayaks or canoes, you can take them to certain spots around town, and there's literally dolphins in the water, and they will come up to you. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. You're not supposed to feed them or touch them, but yeah, you can. I mean, you're not supposed to. I think it's actually illegal to fuck with them, but yeah, it's there's lots of that stuff around here. There's manatees. There's you know, I've had the mispleasure of swimming through a bunch of jellyfish, just like nothing too crazy, not like box jellyfish. Like, we don't have that around here, I don't think. But yeah, they sting like some bitch. Alpha Brain, let's go. What's the Alex Jones one? I'll take that one. That one's probably like extra alpha. Scuba diving during the last eclipse, I hear, was nuts. Dude, that must have been awesome.
That would have been cool.
Absolutely.
We don't get eclipses over here.
Really?
You got to be like close to the Tropic of Cancer if you want to get into it, like as often as possible.
Interesting. Oh man, but I like hang gliding more than skydiving. Dude,
God damn.
I've never done either of those. I was thinking about bungee jumping the other day, and I was thinking about it from the perspective of like, wouldn't that be an interesting thing to like try to do, and then while you're falling, try to think of like, what could I be thinking about right now? Like, try to pull some experience from it. I was like, how can I take bungee jumping and learn how to write something from it? I don't know what you would gain from it, but it's like such a unique experience that unless you strap a rubber rope to your leg, you're almost never going to get to go through something like that and live to think about it after. So it's like, you just late night thoughts, but there you go.
It's more like attempt suicide, but without the ideation of it, I think.
Right. Rafiki.
Nah.
Oh! Is that what your name? Is that what they
No,
called
I
you?
was not. I was not called Rafiki. I would fucking God. I wish I was. I would have liked that.
Hail, good stuff,
Hey, good
comic
stuff.
skater. What's up,
Thanks
bro?
thanks for coming by, man.
So,
And
thank you.
haven't seen you around since the karaoke's at Global Frequency, but good that you're here. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm actually sharing. I don't know if it's visible to you,
Yes, let's get that.
so you can like get that taste. So it's actually two panels, but I've like separated them into like two because there's two events happening right now in the comic. I'm gonna add text later, but I'm just gonna like go into like the payoff, and it's gonna be looking like this.
Wow, dude, right on. It's a great piece.
Yeah, I hope it will be great. It's been a fucking struggle.
Right on. That's a little bit of bone meal. Jake's project he just announced today. Everybody, if you get a chance to check that out. So you said earlier that it's going to be coming to either webtoons or tapas. Do you have a preference right now? Sort of which one are you leaning towards? Do you know?
No, it will not arrive at Tapas or Webtoons.
No.
First of all,
Oh,
not
I'm
not
sorry.
not, not in the first rounds at least. But
Oh,
the
that's
thought
right.
of it,
Newgrounds.
the thought of it is so it's going to be landing first in Newgrounds. The It will launch as a weekly series on
You
there.
could tell me to shut my ginger mouth next time I just give the wrong information outright. Just like, the
No,
ginge.
no. Yeah,
My bad, everybody.
I'll let you finish so I can correct you formally at least.
Thank you, buddy. Very, very, very kind of you. Jeremy says, I wouldn't bungee jump. I did the others, but not that. Now, that's interesting. Why wouldn't you go bungee jumping? And what about, what's that one? The squirrel suit. Would you do that one? That one's like definitely
Oh, that
crazy
would have been
scary.
so great. Fuck, I love that.
And that would be cool. Ooh, dude. Like 4 years ago, I can't remember his name. He's a YouTuber. He has, I forget what they're called, a personal paraglider or something like that. PPG. It's a basically like a big ass fan on his back, a fan attached to a backpack with a parachute attached to it, and you turn on the fan, you know sort of spread the chute out, run, throw the chute up, and then you take off. And this dude did a 30-minute video. I think he lives in like the Midwest because it was like him flying over cornfields on his way to get something to
Oh, I
eat.
saw that. Fuck, it was amazing. Like the way that when he like went to McDonald's or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And you take off and you land, and then you grab
Yeah.
your stuff, and then you fly back home. I was like, this is incredible. That would be
This
really fun.
I would have liked that to be like a mode of transportation if it was possible. Like for, it would have been so fucking cool. Like
I
see
looked
that in
into it.
Connecticut or something.
Yeah, I looked into it. There's a few schools around here that um, offer like you definitely want to take like flight classes. I don't think you have to have a license for it yet, but there's a few schools around here. It's expensive, but yeah, there's people that are crashing. It's still I'm less interested in it now after seeing several stories of people dying over the last few years, like people crashing into each other wrapped because like people were going out in groups of like 10, 20 at a time and just hanging
Oh,
out,
jeez.
enjoying the sport or quote unquote sport, hobby, what have you. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people just sort of fucking up. So it's like, all right, guys, I'm gonna give it a sec. Jeremy says physical issues. All right, fair. Yeah, fair. Pull a leg out of your socket, possibly. Or yeah, I mean, it's well. So what was hang gliding like? You said you did hang gliding, Jeremy. That would be a fun one, right? I've only sort of been like half scuba diving, never in the open ocean, and only for like 15 minutes, like maybe 15 feet underwater. Just like we have a lot of creeks around here, and yeah, you can kind of like they're kind of deep. They're not necessarily. There's like it's a creek system that connects, but there's like a couple springs that's where all the water flows out of. So yeah, but it was cool. It would be fun. I watched this YouTuber who spear fishes. He basically, the best that I understand it, he doesn't have a job and he just lives on an island. It's like I forget where it's at, but it's like he says it basically doesn't cost much to live there as long as you can survive and eat. And I guess he's probably making money off of YouTube now, but I forget his name. But yeah, this dude just does a lot of scuba diving, or not even scuba diving, like free diving and spearfishing. I watch a lot of cooking videos too, man. I'm obsessed with that shit. Yes, a paramotor, dude. A paramotor would be awesome. And those are definitely around here. There's a lot of that. Actually, on our beach, you'll find like you'll see some paragliders. You'll see some what is it? You'll see people like attached to like jet skis on like parachutes, and they get pulled behind jet skis and stuff. Jeremy says he would love to squirrel suit, dude. Oof, I don't know. I'd have to hang glide first. I feel like there's certainly levels to working your way up to that. Wi-Fi went out for like 20 minutes. What did you miss? Oh God, I don't even know at this point, to be honest. Nothing too much. I don't think.
The conversation is just floating around.
Yeah. Welcome back, though, Bobby. Welcome back.
Good to see you.
Bobby's a fisherman. That's his jam.
Mm,
I like to go fishing. I just don't, and have no real good reason why I don't.
no good waters.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, we definitely have that all around here, dude. The last time I went fishing was probably 4 or 5 years ago. It was me and
Hmm.
my cousin, and 50% of it was like spent looking for somewhere to smoke weed. Not get busted. And like 25% was trying to get everything together, and then the other 25 was actually fishing. So I know we didn't catch anything, but yeah, no, it's just laziness. Honestly, it's like committing the time to go do it.
Ah, that that's how it is. Now for me, I'm just like 12 feet from the water,
Okay.
and then it's just like
Nice.
straight out to the ocean, so I can just like go fish if I want to. It's mackerel season right now. It just began like in the end of the in the end of August. So I might just
Cool.
try to go out and spin a little bit. And since my new boat supports like multiple rods, I can like put them in like a rod holder, and then I can fish like 4 or 5 uh, rods at once.
Nice. Oh yeah. Okay, so you're into fishing. You're a fisherman. That's
Yeah,
your thing. Very
but
nice.
I hate eating fish. That's the issue.
Okay.
I
That's
love the I love the sport, and I like the anticipation because it's like very peaceful, meditative, if I may call it. But I've never been a fan of like eating it. I like the job of like dissecting it and all that stuff. But if you're if you're forcing me to come over for dinner and we're gonna have like seafood, fuck that. Shrimp, I consider if it's fried at least. But no, you won't see me eating bass.
I'll read this comment real quick. Jeremy says hang gliding was awesome, really chill, and the heat pockets allow you to climb altitude a bit. Man, is
Damn.
it is it is it simpler? I mean, is it just sort of? It's kind of is it like I'm trying to think of how to fly these things. Is it simpler than I'm imagining? I mean, there's no steering wheel on it, so it can't be that difficult. Bow fishing. I think I've been seeing this
Uh,
randomly.
Bow
Like
fishing would have been awesome.
like a bow and like a little dart basically attached to it, and people
Yeah.
are just, dude, that would be fun. Bobby says I can definitely get on board with some fishing. I want to catch a black marlin before I die.
Man, I cannot like for the life of me see the point of like catching marlins. It's such a fucking hassle. Like every video that I've seen of them, it's just a tug of war, just waiting for a line to snap.
Dude, that's the struggle. Get in there and tackle that fish, bro.
I guess
Just dive in.
that's sort of like the thrill of it. I think in that finally there's like fucking competition against the food that you're trying to capture, and like fucking hell.
I mean, they're big fish. I mean, it would probably
Are you
be.
kidding me?
Yeah, I mean,
Humongous.
I've never been deep sea fishing, but I would certainly love to give it a try. Jeremy says SCA medieval weapons demo is definitely fun to get into. Working at 10 fairs, some military guys get into. Right on. Okay, medieval weapons demos, dude. That's like Scalagrim. Is that the YouTuber that's doing like just getting in?
Skull Yeah.
Right, getting into writing. You just like you spend a lot of time trying to think of like weapons for characters. So I've fallen down a few like the viability of certain weapons systems. Let's
Yeah.
call it like medieval shit. Yeah, some great stuff out there.
It's either
Oh,
Skaldagrim or Shadiversity.
right. Yep. Those are the two. Yeah. Jeremy says I love to experience what I draw about. Gives it more insight to details. Right. Yeah. Right on. Jeremy says we towed a cooler off the boat while bass fishing. Hell yeah. That's essentially fishing. Right.
Yeah, the tug of war.
Mhm.
Lemon
The
pepper
struggle.
on the grill after cleaning.
I'm not big on eating fish either, but yeah, fish that I catch, like I'm those I kind of honestly like. All right, I'll eat you because I caught you. It's like all right, but aside from that, I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I haven't really had a fish that was good. But I'm probably gonna get some hate mail. Here comes oh god, here comes the thumbs down.
The good
Oh
kind.
no, I'm sure there is lots of stuff out there, but yeah, I mean it's just yeah, like I want to go hunting as well. I've never gone hunting, but I do actually do love deer. I've had deer steak, deer sausage.
Deer heart. Oh my god. Fresh from the cadaver. Holy shit. I had it when I was in the hunting club, and the guy he like started like carving it up, but pulled the
Mm,
heart out because it was best fresh, and he threw that thing on like the pan, and it was just amazing.
okay, all right. I honestly saw you covered in blood, like with it still beating in your hand. I'm like, you guys are crazy. I was like, you guys really are still in some Viking shit up there.
Stop it! You're flattering me with this racism.
I no, it makes more sense. Yeah, he cooked it first. Yeah, that makes more sense.
No, no, raw. When I said raw, I meant like straight into the pan, though.
Yeah, let's see. Jeremy says forging some sword and knives is really the best. Me and a friend did a bunch of this stuff when we were young. He makes longbows now. Autumn leaf forge. Very cool. And
Very
I'm
cool.
also not surprised at all, Jeremy. I definitely get after learning all this other stuff about you, you being a blacksmith and into swords and knives, totally get those vibes. My neighbor actually used to live with a blacksmith. I used to have a blacksmith neighbor. Now it's just a buddy that collects battle axes and he's got a claymore.
I would really love to get back on the like woodwork, like working out with wood.
Woodworking or working out with wood?
Woodworking, like carving and all that, and oiling and making
Whittling?
sculptures or like cutouts or whatever. It would have been
Mhm.
nice. Also, like make hilts or like grips for knives and all that.
Oh, be fun. Oh man, I watched that show, Forged in Fire, I think it is, but
Yeah,
it was
that's the
like
one.
it was the later version of the show where I think I don't know if they brought back like All Stars or something, but it was like it was Forged in Fire something or another, like the additional. And first episode, I just threw it on one day randomly, and they had this. And I haven't seen the other version of the show, so I'm really not sure what it's like. But there was just this really great scene where they had a bunch of different types of weapons there, and of course they've got the white guy with the ponytail and the katana. He's got the samurai sword, which he claims was forged in Japan to his specific arm length specifications. They're always forged by Hattori Hanzo. And dude, this guy, he's so serious, and I knew from a mile away. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna go well because I mean everybody else is like big, huge dudes with battle axes and things that make sense, and this guy like he gets through, and to his credit, he gets completely through. It's like a set of like three obstacle challenges. You got to cut your way through. He gets through the first one perfectly, and I really don't remember what they were in particular, but there's one where like there's something in the second obstacle where his sword starts to bend out of shape a little bit, and then and yeah, but he gets through it, and then he gets to the final one where it's just a block of ice. He's got to cut his way through a block of ice, and he comes to it and he stops and like everybody, the announcers, dude, it was quiet, it was awkward, and he just takes a breath and he just goes at it and yeah, destroys his sword, completely bends it out of shape,
Oh my
and
god.
yeah, it was hard to watch, dude. I couldn't. I was cringing. Like I pulled a blanket over my eyes. I was like, "Oh God, stop, dude, stop."
You know the worst part about it is that like those are kind of like the shows that are, I think, like reality TV, but they have like this amazing fucking bad editing to it. Like it's edited so that you can definitely like pull on the emotional receptors of viewers. So they're like extending shots and like adding cuts between that wasn't supposed to like be there in like initial reactions, just like to capture the so quote unquote live reactions from like different angles, but they're splicing it, of course. So it's definitely like a cringe moment that the editors felt like it was really apt to like exploit for all that it's worth.
Here's what I'm thinking. You're definitely right. And it is basically Jeremy. It is basically Temple of Doom. They send these guys, and this guy he was totally out of place. He's like one of those. I love these fake martial arts masters, like those videos where they have
Mm,
the she hand palm death touch or whatever.
yeah.
It was that, but no, the show like that. I actually think honestly that scene could have been him cutting through the ice. It could have been longer because it took him like 20, 30 cuts before they. It was just I don't even remember if he cut through the sword or not, or cut through the ice. I'm tempted to pull it up, but there's the old. I mean, I doubt YouTube gives a shit. I mean, I'm sure they quote unquote
Yeah,
care,
they
but
will.
it's
They will
not
care.
that yeah, I'm just some schmuck. But yeah, no, you could tell he was either not lying or he was completely full of it, and he just they let him on the show. They gave him a chance. Oh yeah, that knife I held up, like cross to cleanse your soul, was made by me. The knife I held up. I don't recall. I know you, Jeremy. Jeremy absolutely helped save the day when I went on him and Joe Catapano's Art Bros show. We
Mhm.
were at 666 campaign, like dollars on the campaign, and it was like that for like about a day. I think it was like the whole day before I went on Joe's show, Joe and Jeremy. I was like sitting at 666, and I thought to myself at one point, I was like, I know other people are seeing this, and I'm wondering, I'm like, are other people going to think I'm cursed? I was like, what's going on here? It's like just sitting at 666, but no, somebody was nice enough to get the digital version for $1, which our digital version of the comic book is $1. So yeah, they
Nice.
took it to 667. So yes, we were through the power of the art bros and Jeremy, of course, falling into full blown like Southern black preacher lady. He saved the day.
That's awesome.
Yep. Yes, the ice block is rough. It wasn't a sword to go through ice blocks. He should have. And you know what? The Japanese. I don't know how cold it gets there, but the ice block was so huge and thick, which I don't huge and thick. Anyways. No, but yeah, it just
So
didn't
she
make
said,
sense. Thank you. Yeah,
"You gotta
it's
travel
just
up like into Hokkaido just like to get good ice, because
really
I I doubt like that. That was like a thought for samurais, because they were like fighting down like in during the Edo period, at least they would have been fighting in like the Kyoto region or around uh, old Tokyo.
right. Yeah,
While
it
so
just
like it would make
yeah.
sense if like the clans were like fighting up in Hokkaido, just especially like samurais cast, because they weren't like necessary up there. Uh, and I bet like there was more Anui people up there too, like the natives, like the natives of the land, indigenous Japanese, who of course were also like persecuted and slaughtered because it didn't follow modern customs. So, yeah.
That's an interesting one. McDojo Karatapano. That should be the next time I come on there. We should be
That's the next
karate
time.
themed.
Yeah, I can already see Joe like with like the bandana. That
Dude, Karate Joe.
Karate Joe.
I like it.
Mm,
No, yeah, it's interesting. Japanese culture. I'm a big fan of for what it's worth, like Japanese stuff. But yeah, like they're kind of. I mean, all human history is brutal, but yeah, poor Mr. Miyagi's people, the Okinawans, they wiped them out.
the Okinawans, hell yeah, they were wiped out. I think
R.I.P.
they were. I think um, of like the top persecuted. like peoples over the history in Japan, it must have been like the Brakumin. Those like are on the top. Brakumin is like it's sort of like the not pure blooded, because in like in what is it? No, not Hinduist, but Buddhist tradition, like you can't like touch meat or whatever. And the problem was that there had to be like some people who were like butchers and stuff,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so those that touched tainted meat, they were called Brahmin, and those who were like the sense of Brahmin had like original sin to them, and so they were often like outcasts or like living in squalor, and it's basically like a lower caste of people, and they were the ones like who really went into the yakuza, and when that was a thing, like big back like after post-war era.
The Yakuza.
Yakuza.
Yeah,
You
that's
play games?
interesting. Uh, no, I haven't played the Yakuza games. No. I've heard they're very good. I want to
Mm-hmm.
play Judgment, right, which I think is a part of
Yeah,
the
Judgment. That's all. That looked really cool. Like
yeah, it did look
very
pretty good.
revenge story. It ran on the same engine too, so or it supposedly runs on the same engine. But I want to pick up Like a Dragon when it comes down on sale later.
The last I haven't had a PlayStation in a while. I know they're on Game Pass actually, on Xbox. They've recently. I don't know if they were always a Sony exclusive, but I know they've recently brought over the Yakuza games to Xbox. But I gave my PlayStation to my brother, and then bought an Xbox to play with my best friend who moved to Orlando, 6 hours away. So I was like, he has an Xbox, so I was like, all right, fine. So I just gave my brother my PlayStation. But anyways, no, the last sort of Sony game that I played uh, was the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Hmm.
Did you play it?
No, um, not because I have anything against it, but I don't own the console.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I've only played. I've played like I'm trying to think of like I've probably got like the first 15 to 20 hours into the original Final Fantasy VII. So I can't speak too much on like the uh, the transfer over or whatever. And from what I understand from people's reviews, is a lot of people, a lot of the diehard fans didn't like it because they felt like it was it's sort of the same thing that pretty much all fans feel like when they try this kind of thing. But from what I understand from the developers' point of view, if I can simp for the developers here for just a moment, I mean, this is what this is going to be. But from what I understand, the point of this game is it's not necessarily a remake as much as it's almost a continuation in a way. It's basically from what I understand now. Bear with me. All of the events of the original Final Fantasy VII have happened, except in this game, Sephiroth is aware of it, and I think we're going to come to possibly somehow learn later that he's going back in time to try to try to do things differently in order to make sure that he doesn't lose, and that explains why the reboot is different from what from the actual like beat for beat game,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's almost like, and I think there's like some scenes in the game that hint to that. Um, but aside from that, even and I found that out after the fact, after I had already beat the game. But aside from that, I mean, I absolutely thoroughly loved it. So I mean, I loved pretty much all of it. Like the voice acting, there was a few slowish moments when you're having to like navigate um, just certain like stuff that was almost like load time things where they were like having to physically slow you down in game in order to load things up. But that's just, I guess, the cost. I said I'm simping here, so that's just the cost of business. But no, I really loved it. I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. I'll have to. My little brother moved away with my PlayStation, but I guess I did give it to him. So, damn it, can't go back and play it.
I have I've yet to like fully complete the original version. I stopped somewhere like really close to the end. It was like way after I think it would be like disc 3 or something. I don't know. It's been a while. I emulated the fucker on PC, but I've lost a save and I don't want to like replay it. I bought it on Steam, but I haven't really installed it or checked it out because I heard the Squeenix port, like the emulation port on that crap, is so bad, and it's gonna like force Bootstrap into like their own launcher rather than running on Steam. So,
I
yeah.
think that is true. As I've had it on Steam before. I had a Steam account way back in the day. I just lost access to it. I guess I could probably send them my email account, but I don't really have the computer space to play games. Like I have a MacBook Air, which is fine. It's my work computer. It doesn't really have like like I said, a lot of. I tried downloading Magic Arena, Magic the Gathering Arena, which is a pretty
Mhm.
basic, Magic the Gathering simulator done by Wizards. Anyways, I didn't have enough room for that on here, and I've only had this thing for like 2 months maybe. So, and I don't have a
Right.
whole lot of. I have no nonsense. It's strictly been just work. That was me trying to download that game. Was like, all right, let me try this, but so I ended up having to download it on my iPad, which is fine. But do you play? You play Magic Arena or
No, I don't like Magic.
I don't know?
I know that sounds a little bit bad, but I
You're good
just
though.
can't see. I don't see the point in card games, to be honest. I like collecting, but there's definitely no place for me right now in this day and age where I can like get into the cards. I do like the business surrounding it, though, like the business news. Watching a little bit of that alpha investment, just like to get in the know.
It's a free game, so that's to me sort of the deciding factor because otherwise it's a sinkhole of cash like Magic the Gathering, any card game really. It's like and at this point too, like the way people play is like people immediately find out what cards are for any card game really. But if people find out what card game or what cards are the best, and then head like straight to eBay and then you're basically just competing like everything is, which is cool I guess, but it's like I don't know. Back in my day, damn it, you just pulled something from a pack.
Yeah, the thing with like Magic, especially for me, is that it sort of like turned into the lifeblood of my LCS, which was supposedly like for comics, but now that the cards are running the game, I'm like, damn it, another
Oh, really?
another cardboard crack fiend.
Dude. Dude, Chain of Memories. I absolutely loved Chain of Memories. I love Kingdom Hearts. I'm gonna love it forever. I haven't played the third one. I've heard it's not worth my time. So I mean, maybe I don't love it that much, but I definitely absolutely love the first two. I've played definitely Chain of Memories. I think there's one other Game Boy
Isn't that
game they
like
did.
the best handheld Jado Memories?
It's a lot of fun. It's an action kind of action RPG card game type system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Jerry
only
says he's
played the
an old
second one.
right. Jerry says he's an old school roll master. I like it. He loves talking tabletop. Hell yeah. Yeah. Friday nights I'm sort of like I said I have Magic downloaded on my iPad. Um, Sort of thinking about trying to get some friends together to play some Friday night Magic, but they don't really have the system. I mean, you can challenge friends. We'd have to. I mean, not you, I guess, because you're not a fan of it. So you can hang out, of course. But
I'd rather
uh,
not. I got better things to do rather than playing cards.
all right, that's fine.
It's not a slight. It's just like I really don't get the groove.
Talking shit, Jake. Get out of here.
Yeah. Go.
Bobby says, "I'll let you borrow Kingdom Hearts 3. It's disappointing, but still fun." That's what I heard. My buddy Colby says that his and Colby has no patience, anyways. And I talk so much trash. I know he doesn't watch my show, so I can get away with it. But No, that was his complaint with it. Was like every 30 steps, there's 15 minutes of a cutscene. So I was just like, all right, I'll probably just let the memories hold me. Right. Kingdom Hearts 3 was okay. I agree with you, dude. The first two were excellent. Yeah, I replayed 1 and 2 here recently, like a couple years ago recently, but yeah, definitely. Totally a blast.
I think like that Hercules map or world on the second one was definitely fun, and the Pirates of the Caribbean one was yeah, it has some memorable moments, and sort of like one of the best like um, what was his name again of the cat? Jack Sparrow, one of the best models of the time rendered.
Let's take a look. That's always the thing with those games is they have so much cool. Well, I mean, I sort of look at Disney now with like a skewed lens, but I mean, a lot of like or at least the Final Fantasy elements are always, you know, at least very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That was like one of my first. Honestly, Final Fantasy VIII was my first Final Fantasy and my first real dive into playing video games in like a more thoughtful sense, I guess. You know what I mean? As opposed to just like playing Mario on or Zelda. I mean, Zelda's a more thoughtful game, but yeah, it's not like your step up into the PlayStation realm back in the day.
I was definitely more like handheld gaming wise until I got a computer, and then it was Left 4 Dead for a few years.
Hell yeah!
No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't Left 4 Dead. It was Team Fortress 2 with Left 4 Dead on the slide.
Well, Left 4 Dead's fun too. I'm interested in the new game, but we'll see. I mean,
I hear it's really mediocre.
really,
Yeah.
damn.
But it's just like in the beta phase right now, so who knows what will happen when they release the full game.
Yeah.
But I'm not
Seems to be
judging
the
when it
case.
comes to I've got all the games in the world to play, and I'm not doing comics. Fuck me.
Yeah, I try to keep gaming. Like, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't play games still, but it's certainly something that I'm mindful of my time. I try to play. If I'm gonna play, I do it in like 2 hour stretches. So like 2 hours, that's a good length of time to be like, all right, now I've sort of relaxed myself or just mindlessly, blasted some people and screamed at my TV for 2 hours. So now I can go back to thinking. Bobby says Final Fantasy X was my first one and still my favorite. I love
Not a
Final
bad pick.
Fantasy X. Yeah.
Not a bad pick, but Titus is a terrible protagonist.
I know everybody hates him. He's, people say he's whiny.
His
But
father,
that's
though,
also
he's fucking cool.
Jacked. Yeah.
Jet. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Best
that's what they
fucking
say
track.
about Squall, though. Leon, like everybody says, is you know what? I'm an edge lord. I think that's honestly the truth. I love characters. That's just naturally characters that I vibe towards for some reason. I'm mindful of my edginess now, so you can sort of control it that way. But no, just like naturally growing up, I've always kind of been like edge lord. So yeah, Squall. I love Squall, Titus. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm interested in reading the Sandman, but I don't know if I want to get into it. Just I,
No,
I don't know.
it's good.
Yeah.
Like, the main series is alright in its totality. There are a couple of, like, drop-off points that really test your patience. Like, for me, it was, I don't know, I think it was Volume 10 or Volume 8. There is one story that really, like, pained the, like, slog, really.
It's pretty
But,
good in there though. Volume 10, Volume 8. It's
there's, like, over 70 issues of, like, pure poetry. And it does its job well, like going through like humanity's obsession with dreams and shit.
now that I can dig. I've listened
And
to like
yeah.
So I've listened to like half of the Audible. What is it? Audible did a was it? It's an audio drama, I guess, of Volume One of the Sandman, and I made it to the part where Dream gets to hell and he's discussing the various demons. I think he's getting back his sand, his sack, his sand sack.
Yeah, his
Uh,
bones.
yeah, from one of the demons. Yeah, and I actually really enjoyed it. James McAvoy plays Dream. I forget everybody else, but yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like an interesting story I'd be into, but it's just super edgy. So again, I'm trying to be mindful of my edge lordness.
It's not as edgy. It's just more like sorrowfully contemplating the existence of endless, or like the endless, especially Dream. But Dream is such like a complex character when it comes to his relationship with beings, especially like those that are considered fiction or an immortal in a way. That comes like a full like spectacle when you see the when you see his like relationship with his exes and his son later on in the story. But it's a sad, depressing tale, really. But yeah,
In context, the Titus laugh makes sense. I
yes.
have. Is it the laugh where he's like, "Yes, dear." That's so funny. That's so funny that that laugh actually like became a meme because I remember hearing that laugh for the first time and I'm thinking, wow, it's so striking. It really is striking. So, but no, I kind of agree. Yeah, I mean, I had a Titus action figure growing up. I mean, yeah, that I'm a, I've a, I've always been a big Final Fantasy fan. It's the
Zaid,
artwork, it's the storytelling. But
Zaid, I have to point out something. While I was like in 10th grade, I did smith his medallion. So
right,
I'm gonna I'm gonna stop right there and just like not spit on him too much. I did like the design of that medallion.
dude, yes. Yoshitaka Amano. That's sort of the main concept artist for Final Fantasy. I'm not sure what he may have done on 10, but I know he was all the way up until 9, the original stuff. He also did the artwork for Vampire Hunter D, which I'm actually
Yeah,
reading the first volume of that now.
yeah.
Great stuff.
Have you seen like that short documentary on YouTube? There's this YouTube channel called Archipel that interviews different creators in Japan. It starts off as like a little bit tacky, but soon it just like grows into like this very respectful way of portraying their interview figures. And that guy was featured in one of them.
Amano?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and you can definitely see
Yeah.
his like original prints. They're fucking amazing. The way that he like shows it off too.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Watercolors and
He's
everything.
Yeah, he is absolutely incredible. These covers alone on this Vampire Hunter D stuff is amazing. But growing up, I got a hold of, I think it was the Final Fantasy IX art book, and I actually saw some kid. We had like this after school program called Bay Bays. It's just the name
Hmm.
of it now. But anyways, um, yeah, I saw some kid at school have it, and then I talked my mom into getting it for me. And that art book, bro, that thing, I was obsessed with that. Jeremy says, I have the Lionheart and the Xanarkand Abe's medallion. Dude, I used to have a the Lionheart um, bracelet, like just randomly. I love their symbolism. Like, yeah, those they're very, very great design work on those games. I mean, it's absolutely like part of what's made them so popular.
Zayd, are you fucking shitting me? FF9 is getting an anime? What the fuck?
All right, here's the question: Where is it? Where is it headed towards? What streaming platform?
Now I'm peaked. Considering
Yeah,
interested. Because I really want to see Zidane this animated.
the art style, and sort of the I've wrote down. I have a sheet of paper, like all these sort of things that I want to work on later.
Hmm.
or certain influences. It's kind of a mixture of a bunch of things. But this sheet of paper, um, yeah, I've got on it black mages from Final Fantasy. I love the way, not necessarily Vivi, but like in the Final Fantasy Online, like full body kind of the way the black mages look, man. They look super cool, and I want to do a character
Yeah,
that
they
sort of
look
has
really
that vibe.
cute.
Are you? I hear you clicking away. Are you looking it up or?
Yeah. It says it's going to Netflix.
Oh, it's going to Netflix. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, hold on. Let's
Dad
see.
of Light, it says.
All right, hold on. 559. Let's see. Not Fast 9. Damn it. FF9.
Oh no, it's like a different series. I'm looking up right now.
Final Fantasy 9
So,
is getting an animated TV series from Game Informer. Bleh. All right, here we go. There's BB. Okay. All right.
yeah.
Let's I'm gonna share my screen here. Let's take a look, gang.
Yeah, see you, Zaid. Have fun.
Oh, later, bro. Absolutely. We'll probably be getting off here soon. Come by and say hello. Or I'm heading on 2 hours here, actually.
Yeah. Coming up to.
Right on. Have fun, yo.
You too.
Let's mosey.
That's my name.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen on this real quick, and then we'll head out. But I'm dubious, to be honest. Dude, anything Netflix. I'm not dubious of the source material. I'm just dubious of anything Netflix. Castlevania was good, and that had. I mean, I don't know necessarily. I wouldn't say it had a whole lot of like political yada yada. It was mostly kind of spared, and I kind of enjoyed it.
Until they sacked Warren Ellis.
Yeah, it's you know what he likes big titted goth women, and I don't think I disagree with him.
Yes, Robert, I strongly agree on that one. That Witcher animated, holy fucking shit! It's the guys behind the animation team that was behind the Korra, and it works so well. It was great. I wish that they could just do that. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Nefarious, what up, bro? Welcome. Crack pack. Save the Delulu.
Final Fantasy IX animated series is being developed by the French Cyber Group Studios along with Square Enix. The goal for the studio is to begin production at the end of 2021 and beginning of 2022 at latest. The game will have strong co-viewing potential, said Pierre Sisman, the CEO of Cyber Studios, to Kidscreen. He added that the series will be appeal to those familiar with Final Fantasy and to those who are just coming into it, giving both the chance of immersing themselves in a beloved universe. Yeah. Okay.
This is a tale a bit more generic in terms of what a JRPG has to offer, right? Would be difficult to fit 4 discs worth of content, but you could stretch it out. You don't have to tell 4 discs worth of content right away. I mean, there's not much on here. This is probably just an announcement they got out there June 21st. But all right. I mean, yeah, no, that Witcher thing, I haven't seen it. My girlfriend really wants to watch it. I might give that a try. If the gang is saying it's. I tried Kevin Smith's He-Man. I got to episode 4 maybe, or maybe episode 3. One of the two. Just I don't know. I honestly had a few laughs. There was a couple things that made me laugh. Mostly the side characters like Stinkor, I think it is the skunk. That made me laugh, and then the Claw. Mostly the side characters. Just the actual laughs made me laugh, but the rest of it, I just it didn't appeal to me. Yeah,
You can see that.
Didn't get me. But all right, gang. Yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. I didn't really draw shit, but that's the breaks.
You got caught up in the conversation. You're allowed to do that. It's a work in progress.
And we'll take it. Yeah, I'll just come back and work on this next time. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming by. Bobby, thank you, bro. Aaron, God bless you. Thank you for coming by. Jeremy, Jake, thank you, buddy. Thanks for riding shotgun.
No problem.
A lot of fun. All right, y'all.
Gotta do it next again.
Yep.
Be seeing you.
Yes, sir. We'll see you.